So welcome, my name is Kieran of One Zen and One Zen Yoga. So in this series of asana, yoga asana for weightlifters, and we suddenly included runners along the way. I'm going to give you probably the most challenging pose for weightlifters. So if any yogis are watching this, you'll find this probably hilarious. But for weightlifters especially with meaty thighs, and a lot of pressing movements, but pressing hours behind them, this is so challenging, it's ridiculous. When I first started doing this, man, this just holding this pose made me sweat. And yoga teachers used to comment and make it funny, although, you know, we don't judge in a yoga class. There's still a bit of banter, and it was quite funny, to be fair, because no matter how much I tried, I just couldn't get my legs one over the top. And you'll see what I mean. So we're going to do cow face pose. I love the name, cow face pose. And yeah, you probably do a bit of a cow face when you're doing this for the first time. So here's what we're going to do. You can start into Tadasana or Dadasana in the staff pose and start getting your legs over the top. We're not in a typical class, so we won't do the transitions and so on. I'll just show you how to get in there from almost like a brute force point of view, which is almost counterproductive, counterintuitive to yogic practice. But as a weightlifter, you may have that mentality. Once you're there, you can kind of relax into it, if you can relax. So you're going to tuck your left leg underneath, so you're in this position. Your right leg is going to go over the top, and you're going to sit both buttocks, both sitting bones on the floor. So for my meaty legs, this is as good as it gets for me. I've seen yogis who, whereas this knee's basically sitting there and it kind of wrapped around them. That's never going to happen for me. The muscles in my thighs are just too much. Your thighs are so big. So that's as good as it gets for me. So that's stage one. If you can get there, fantastic. There is a shoulder movement with this as well. So this basically really opens up the hips, but it also opens up the shoulder, which makes it so challenging. So if my right leg's over the top, my right arm's going to go underneath. Now I could show you the side that I find easiest, but actually this side and the arm movement I find the most challenging. And the reason why I'm showing you this, because I want you to know that it's okay just not to get it completely right, but to give it a go. And the whole idea is you're going to try and maintain alignment and sitting on those bony bits of your bum, your ischial tuberosity. It's where your hamstrings come from. You're going to sit on that bit. So those are the key points. So even if your leg's there, okay, don't lose sleep over it. As long as you're sitting, as long as you're lengthening through here, it's all good. Okay, this will make sense in the long run. So my right leg's on top, which means my right hand's going to go underneath. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I protract first time. Protract my shoulder girdle. I'll show you this from the side and the back in a minute. I'm going to turn my thumb down. I'm going to wrap it all the way around, so it's going to sit, okay, in line with my spine. And straight away, I can feel that there. I've dislocated the shoulder before. I can feel it there. If you have a fresh dislocation or subluxation, do not try this. Top tip that. So this arm here, I'm going to turn my thumb up, really stretch and come over the top. Now my hands are nowhere near, but I can still feel that stretch. If I wanted something a bit more, then I can just use a towel. Okay, let me show you from the side. Or a position that you can actually see. Okay, I'll show you from this angle. Okay, so sitting on the bits there. So really reach forward, turn thumb down and wrap it underneath. So you can see there, that's as good as range as I've got. This hand comes over the top, really reach, and you can see that they're nowhere near, but I'm still trying to keep my head in that neutral position, so I'm not pushing it forward. Okay, and I can use a towel if I wanted in that position. Let me show you what my other side looks like, and you will see the difference. So from there, reach that thumb down and around. So straight away, that's further up my back. This reach and then over the top. There we go. Lock fingers and maintain neutral head position. And then you have to unwrap yourself. Unwrap yourself before you wreck yourself. So, sorry, what can I say? I grew up listening to Ice Cube. So it's important that you don't stress over not being able to do this. It's also important that you don't, when you're doing this, you don't force your head forward, that you maintain that neutral position. Remember, the length through here and sitting on those bony bits of your bum, the ischial tuberosity, are the most important parts, okay? Everything else you can use props for. So for the shoulder, you can use a towel just to give yourself a bit of traction, maybe pull it a little bit. You will gain a bit of mobility, okay? This shoulder, the capsule itself is kind of, what can I say, permanently stuck. There's no asana in the world that's gonna basically nudge that free. There's too much fibrous tissue there. But I'll keep on top of it, because what I can do is not make it any worse, and I can still improve mobility, still got range through that shoulder. So I hope this makes sense. I really want you to give it a go, because if you find this the most challenging, it means you need to do it the most. So for weightlifters especially, yeah, this is going to be your, it's going to be your baby. Okay, so give it a go. Any problems, let me know. Message me on any platform that you want, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, and so on. But yeah, crack on, enjoy.